starts with breaking news.
Law enforcement is urging everyone to keep an eye out for a man accused of taking this little girl and killing 2 people. We have the latest on the search.
And will be warm and windy today, which is causing the concern for some fire weather, but big changes are ahead. I'll get you prepared for a temperature drop coming up.
Kansas City, Missouri is making progress toward reclaiming management of animal control services. We'll explain why some city leaders want to move on from the current partner and what's next in the process. It is 7 o'clock on your Friday morning, and thanks for joining us on First News on KCWE. I am JB Weiss. Brittany Foster is joining us this morning, and you're joining us on what is the warmest day of the year.
I know, last day of February too. Isn't that crazy? It's going to be very warm.
I'm shocked we're not breaking records.
I know, you really would think. I mean, we have 70s in the forecast for parts of the area today, so a lot to talk about. And while it is going to be nice and warm, we are concerned about fire weather, the danger for that. We'll have more details on that in a bit. But here's a view of City View right now, looking nice and sunny, clear skies. It is calm this morning and not too chilly, but definitely want to have at least a light jacket on. We are at 44 degrees, wind chill 39. We do have wind speeds out of the southwest, currently around 10 miles per hour. Not very breezy yet, but we are expecting that wind to really beginning to ramp up as we head into the afternoon hours. And take a look at temperatures. Some of you, like Lee Summit, in the 50s, 50 degrees there, 36 though, St. Joseph, 39 Chillicothe, 49 in Clinton, 42 in Garnett. So most of us are in those 40s, but here's a look at that 12-hour forecast. We're going to go from those 40s most of us are at right now all the way to the upper 60s. Many of us this afternoon topping out around 70 degrees today. That wind churning breezy and eventually, of course, causing the concern for some fire weather. So looking pretty quiet and calm right now, Johnny, but what are those roads looking like?
They are looking great, Brittany. Thanks so much, and welcome. We haven't had a chance to meet yet, but great to work with you this morning. And yeah, we're looking good on the highway. 7-1 now, first alert traffic. No big problems to report anywhere. They do have a stalled car reported somewhere in the vicinity, the general vicinity of I-35 and Lamar here. Traffic coming towards us. That southbound, correction, the northbound run into downtown is wide open. You see the ramp, no problems there. Still light traffic on all the highways today. I thoroughly expect, with the weather to be great today, that we'll see traffic stay light all morning long. We'll see how I do with that prediction, but so far so good. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Johnny. We do, of course, want to get back to that breaking news as authorities search for a man they say abducted a little girl. We have just learned that 5-year-old Juliana has been found safe, but George Manning is still at large. KBC 9's Morgan Mobley has been watching this whole situation unfold since the early morning hours. And Morgan, this is a dangerous situation.
It sure is. On top of course, that abduction, there were also 2 homicides to all of this. We're on scene right now of the location of the second homicide. I want to show you at this hour, police are fingerprinting the door where that second homicide occurred. You can see police are still on scene here working to piece together what happened. Here's what we know about this right now. The first homicide happened at the intersection of Vivian Road and Northwest High Drive at 11:15 last night and is believed to be part of a carjacking. The suspect then took that victim's car right here to the 4400 block of Northwest 50th Street, where he shot 2 other people, resulting in a second homicide and a serious injury to another person. The Platte County Sheriff's Office confirmed there was a relationship between the suspect and the victim at the second location. The suspect then took a 5-year-old girl from this residence and fled the area. That child that was abducted is Juliana Manning. Again, she has been found safe. George Manning is the person of interest in both the homicides and the child abduction and should be considered armed and dangerous. Missouri State Highway Patrol says he is still at large, possibly driving a stolen blue 2013 Hyundai Accent bearing Kansas license 3939ABK. Again, he is considered to be armed and dangerous. Please call 911 or the Platte County Sheriff's Office if you have any information regarding either of those homicides or the abduction. Reporting live in Kansas City, Morgan Mobley, KBC 9 News.
Morgan, thank you, and thanks for staying on top of this for us. So far, 75 families are looking for a new place to live after the Kansas City Fire Department shut down their apartment complex. KCFD pointed to several safety hazards at the Cloverleaf Apartments, including broken pipes, flooding, and mold. Those were some of the reasons for the immediate evacuation. We talked to a little boy who stayed home from school yesterday to help his mother and brother move out.
Do you understand why they decided to get you guys out of here?
Because it's not safe.
Yeah.
From all the floods. It's like 50% of these buildings is flooded. Mine was the worst one.
A housing and urban development transition team is helping with hotel and housing vouchers. If you own a home in Johnson County, you can expect your property valuation soon. The good news won't be as high as in years past. In 2022 and 2023, homeowners saw double-digit growth in the value of their houses, meaning higher property taxes. Well, that went back down to pre-pandemic levels last year. This year, the average increase across the county is 6.5%. 73% of properties seeing an increase went up by 9% or less. Property appraisals in Wyandotte County are going to be mailed out starting today. The county says most homeowners should expect to see an increase due to a shortage of houses and high demand. A bill in the Kansas legislature wants to cap all property value increases at 3%. That's just one of a flurry of bills lawmakers have passed this session. They've shortened the calendar this year, essentially cramming 8 weeks of session into just 6 weeks of work. So we are already seeing a lot of big movement, including that property tax cap, which voters would have to approve. Another bill would change the way Kansas chooses its Supreme Court judges. Right now, the process involves a nominating committee and the governor gets the final say, but Republican lawmakers want to change that.
Basically, lawmakers would have a bigger say and voters would have the final say. That it would basically become an election to be a member of the Supreme Court in Kansas. A very different way of choosing judges.
Sunday on Heart of the Matter, our roundtable will discuss the latest in Topeka, learn about the changes lawmakers are making at a breakneck pace. Heart of the Matter airs Sunday morning at 11 on KMBC 9. Kansas City, Missouri is one step closer to taking back control of animal control services. Council members read an ordinance that would fire the KC Pet Project. The shelter's been in charge of animal control since 2020, but now the city wants its neighborhood services department to take charge by the end of the year. Councilwoman Rihanna Parks Shaw says KC Pet Project's no-kill mission might not make it the best for animal enforcement.
I think maybe there was some conflict in their mission. But definitely concerns that need to be addressed.
You can try to hand off core government functions, but it always seems like it's better if it actually is government doing it, for accountability reasons, for cost reasons.
The ordinance will be heard in committee Tuesday. We expect a final vote on Thursday. All of this comes as KC Pet Project is at critical capacity. It is so bad that the shelter is now offering free adoptions for all dogs. KC Pet Project has roughly 285 kennels, but staffers have been caring for more than 300 dogs for months.
We are as crowded as we've ever been. We've never seen 300 dogs just in our location. So we're really reaching out to the pet-loving community of Kansas City and hoping they can help us out.
You can adopt your new best friend for free through Sunday. To see a list of dogs ready for their forever homes, go to kcpetproject.org. And Brittany, as we take a look at the forecast, today would be a great day to either get a new dog or bring the ones you already have outside and enjoy, because this is just gorgeous weather today.
I know, we have been spoiled the last few days. It has been absolutely lovely weather-wise, and it's going to continue, thankfully, as we head into the next few days. So let's take a look at the forecast for the next 24 hours, because this morning you do want to have at least a light layer on. We are currently in those mid-40s, right around 44 degrees in Kansas City, but by the afternoon hours, we're changing seasons, going completely to spring. Widespread sunshine, 70 degrees your high, a little bit on the breezy side. That's why it says fire danger there. Any fires that start could be a little difficult to put out. And then overnight tonight, we really start to drop a degree above freezing at 33 degrees. So we're jumping around a little bit temperature wise within the next 24 hours. But even over the next few days into the weekend, we're going to go from 70 today to 46 degrees. That's Saturday as we kick off the weekend, a little bit closer to that normal high of 48, and then back to the 50s by Sunday, Jamie.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. Well, Missouri lawmakers are now taking steps aimed at keeping the Chiefs and Royals in Missouri. KBC 9's Martin Augustine is live for us this morning at the Truman Sports Complex, the current home of both of these teams. And Martin, what's on the table?
Well, Jamie, there's legislation now on file in Jefferson City to create something called the Missouri Entertainment Facility Capital Assistance Program. If it was to become law, the Royals and the Chiefs might take advantage of that to build new stadiums here in Missouri. The Chiefs, you have to keep in mind, are being courted with incentives in Kansas to build a new stadium and facilities there. The Royals exploring options in Kansas as well. This new legislation would offer state matching grants on these projects of up to 25% of the cost, capped at $100 million per project. Tax increment financing, or TIF, options for up to 25 years, and a retention of half the state withholding taxes from new jobs created, also up to 25 years. This program is designed for projects worth at least $250 million, with a third of that covered by private financing. Local government would have to kick in at least 10%. In return for these incentives, the teams would sign leases of at least 25 years. 3 Kansas City area lawmakers are sponsoring this legislation, and Missouri Governor Quentin Lucas calls this a balanced approach for a transformative opportunity for Kansas City. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KBC 9 News.
Thank you, Martin. And meanwhile, the Chiefs and the Royals have until June to accept an offer from Kansas to move across the state line. That's after the legislature approved a STAR bond that would cover up to 70% of the cost to build the new stadium. 2 weeks ago, someone made a move in the House Appropriations Committee to move money from a fund designed to attract the teams to help fund education. But House Rep Sean Tarwater recommended against it, saying the state was very close to bringing one, if not both, teams over. So we've been following this story for years, watching talks amongst lawmakers in Kansas and Missouri. You can see how we get to all of that reporting on KMBC.com. Ukrainian President Zelensky meets with President Trump today. The stakes are high for Ukraine as the war continues against Russia. Next, the deal Ukraine and the U.S. could sign today. Plus, it looks like Travis Kelce isn't hanging up the cleats just yet. The announcement from the Chiefs about one of their stars.
Your station leading the way with breaking news, getting you the facts when it's happening right now. KMBC 9 News.
And welcome back. It is 7:15 as we actually 7:14 as we're taking a look at your first alert traffic, not seeing any problems out here. Yet to see any real heavy traffic develop, this would be the time we'll see it if it does for the rush hour. And with the weather forecast around 70, we're not anticipating that big surge between 7:15 and 8 o'clock. This, a look at southbound 435 at not Armor 210, but it is 210 Highway. That is a stalled car on the right shoulder, the off-ramp there from southbound 435. Not a factor for you. The rest of the road's looking this wide open still. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you with the studio.
Thank you, Johnny. Well, today, a big moment for Ukraine and the ongoing war. President Donald Trump plans to host President Vladimir Zelensky at the White House. The leaders are expected to sign a deal involving a rare earth mineral. Amy Lou's in our Washington bureau. And Amy, there's been a lot of back and forth on this deal.
President Zelensky and President Trump are expected to sign off on a joint investment fund by mining Ukraine's natural resources and rare minerals. President Trump views this initial deal as a way for Ukraine to pay back aid sent under the Biden administration, but Zelensky, who has been vague about details, says he wants guarantees for Ukraine's security through a U.S. backstop of European forces on the ground and U.S. intelligence, surveillance, and other military support. This preliminary agreement over rare earth minerals acts as a step towards ending the 3-year war in Ukraine, leaving the larger question of Ukraine's security and the U.S.'s role in it.
I think we're very well advanced on a deal, but we have not made a deal yet. So I don't like to talk about peacekeeping until we have a deal. I like to get things done. I don't want to give it the bad luck sign. We don't want to do that. But we've had very good talks with Russia, and we've had very good talks, as you know, with Ukraine.
Trump administration officials believe that if Russia and Ukraine can find truce here, other countries like France and Britain could send their own troops to the region for a peacekeeping mission. In Washington, I'm Amy Lou.
President Trump says he's confident Russian President Vladimir Putin will keep his word when it comes to Ukrainian peace talks. Well, there are new measles cases reported across the country as a deadly outbreak continues in Texas. The Kentucky Department of Public Health says at least one person has been infected there. 3 people have it in New Jersey. All 3 are unvaccinated. And in New York City, there are 2 cases reported so far this year.
Measles is really good at spreading from person to person. It is the most contagious infection that exists on this earth currently, and it is so important that we treat it seriously.
Health officials in Texas say a child has died of measles. This is the first measles-related death in the U.S. in a decade. According to the CDC, a community is considered to be protected against the measles with a vaccination rate of more than 95%. This is a map showing vaccinations for kindergartners from the 2023 to 2024 school year. Both Kansas and Missouri are in the orange, with both states just 90% vaccinated. There are no new cases of measles in either of our states. We do have some good news for Chiefs Kingdom. Tight end Travis Kelce will be back next season. The Chiefs confirmed the news on X, posting a picture of Kelce with the caption, Year 13. It wasn't clear whether Kelce would return after the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl earlier this month. He had said on his podcast, New Heights, that he was going to take some time to think about his future, and looks like he did, and he made a decision. Happy to have him back. We are getting our first look, though, at some future potential football stars at the NFL Combine. Defensive linemen and linebackers worked out Thursday. The Combine gives scouts a chance to see draft-eligible players up close. This happens every year at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Combine continues today with defensive backs and tight ends hitting the field. Running backs, quarterbacks, and wide receivers will show their skills tomorrow. Everything wraps up on Sunday with the offensive linemen. Mizzou, KU, and K-State are all well represented in the Combine this year. Missouri quarterback Brady Cook and star wide receiver Luther Burden are among the Tigers taking part. Wide receiver Theo Wees Jr. and offensive tackle Armand Membo will also get to show their skills. The Wildcats have quarterback Jacob Parrish, running back DJ Giddens, and safety Marquez Seigel. And the Jayhawks have cornerback Kobe Bryant and Mello Dotson, running back Devin Neal, and offensive tackle Logan Brown. Wishing all of them a lot of luck at the Combine. This is one of the last weekends for college basketball before the postseason. The Jayhawks are up first tomorrow. They host number 10 Texas Tech at Allen Fieldhouse at 1. The Missouri Tigers go next, tipping off against Vanderbilt on the road at 5. Then the K-State Wildcats are home Sunday, hosting Colorado. Tip-off is at 3 p.m. Members of a local robotics team just won regionals, and now they've got their eyes on a world championship next month. The group is part of the Golden Seals team in Overland Park. The team of middle school students won the competition over 65 other teams. So next month, they'll be heading to the world competition in Houston.
I think I'll take out a lot of communication skills because it takes communication to work with other people.
The skills that they are learning about doing the research, how to do a research, how to reach out to people, how to talk to people.
The World Competition will feature more than 140 teams, so good luck to the Golden Seals. Hope they bring it all home. Speaking of home, okay, this forecast, I mean, it makes me just want to spend all the time outside.
Yeah.
I know it's changing though, Brittany.
Oh yeah. Big changes on the way, several. Unfortunately, we can't hold on to spring-like weather forever. We are going to be cooling down. And today it will feel like spring, very warm, windy. And with those two things combined, we're also dry. We are concerned for fire weather. So try to avoid use of open flames today. Fires that start could be very difficult to put out. So please keep that in mind. And then look at this. We head into the weekend forecast and temperatures just drop. A little bit more seasonal highs back to those 40s and 50s for the weekend. We kind of stay cool into next week for a few days, but then our focus turns to a very wet and stormy weather pattern. Yes, that could bring us some thunderstorms. So those are the big changes ahead. But let's first take a look at the next 12 hours here. We are currently fairly chilly, but not too bad across the area. Many of us in those mid to upper 40s. By 10 o'clock, we reach the mid 50s. And this afternoon is when it just gets beautiful. Spend time outside between 2 to 4 o'clock. We'll see a high temperature in the upper 60s and low 70s with widespread sunshine. And remember that wind turning breezy out of the northwest. So right around the afternoon and evening, you will notice that wind. That's why we are concerned about that fire weather for today. As for the 9-day forecast, here's the temperatures kind of jumping around here from 70 today with that sunshine to tomorrow, 46 degrees. That's your high. So again, a little bit more seasonal. That normal high this time of the year is usually around 48 degrees. We'll wake up tomorrow morning to a temperature of 33. So back near freezing, but also tomorrow we have that Sporting KC game. Remember that last home game? It was 1 degree outside. A little more comfortable for tomorrow. Right around game time, 7:30, 37 degrees, a wind chill of 34. So at least it won't be sub-zero. We're back in the 50s as we enter into Sunday. By Monday, Tuesday, temperatures do rebound briefly back into the 60s, but there's our rain chances. Tuesday is a first alert weather impact day. We dry out to finish out the week with temperatures back in the 40s and 50s.
.23, last day of February, and it's going to be a warm one and a windy one as well. Lots of sunshine right now. It is a morning for a light cope, not a big one. It's 44 degrees of a southwest breeze at 14 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. I don't know where I got 14 from. It will hit 14, and then it's going to pass it this afternoon as northwest winds gust up to 30 miles an hour. Near 70 degrees this afternoon. Now there is an elevated fire danger because it's very warm, very windy, very dry. Outdoor burning is discouraged for today. Get ready for colder changes this weekend on the first alert 9-day forecast. Temperatures dipping down into the 20s and 30s on Saturday and on Sunday. Then highs are going to return into the 40s and 50s on Saturday and Sunday. Highs this afternoon reaching into the mid to upper 60s, close to 70 degrees in a few spots, but be ready for those changes overnight. It'll be a lot colder tomorrow morning, dropping to 33 degrees.
A 5-year-old girl is safe after an Amber Alert this morning, but Platte County deputies are still looking for the man suspected of taking her. He's also suspected of killing 2 people and injuring 1 other. 43-year-old George Manning is still at large and considered armed and dangerous after abducting Juliana Manning last night. Again, she was found safe, but George is also suspected of killing 2 people and hurting another, like we mentioned, and he's still on the loose. He may be driving a stolen blue 2013 Hyundai Accent. It has Kansas plates 3939 ABK. If you see him, please call 911. Do not approach him. If you own a home in Johnson County, Kansas, you can expect your property valuation soon. Likely won't be as high as years past. This year, the average increase across the county is 6.5%. 73% of properties seeing an increase went up by 9% or less. Property appraisals in Wyandotte County will be mailed out starting today. The county says most homeowners should expect to see a small increase because of demand.
News starts with breaking news.
2 homicides, an Amber Alert, and a suspect on the run. We'll explain the chaotic night that led to an urgent search across our area. Is following a confrontation with Kansas City police. We'll explain how this shooting began with a domestic violence investigation.
New plans for new incentives to build sports stadiums here in Kansas City. This time the offer is coming from Missouri. I'm Martin.
We're going to get to all those stories and more in just a bit, but we want to start with the forecast. Thanks for joining us on First News on KCWE. I am Jamie Weiss here in the Weather Center with Brittany Foster. We are so happy to have you here with us this morning, and you brought us some nice weather today.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're welcome. All me, definitely. But yeah, it's Friday. We have a beautiful forecast for today. It will be a little bit on the windy side eventually, but for now, not too bad. Here's a live view over downtown this morning. Nice clear skies. We are at 44 degrees in Kansas City, so just a slight chill to the air, light jacket weather. But look at Lisa at 50 degrees. The cold spot, St. Joseph at 36. Everyone else, so in those 40s. 45 Warrensburg, 46 in Lacine, 41 in Hiawatha. So dress for the 40s this morning, but as you look at your 12-hour forecast, you might want to break out the shorts, t-shirt potentially, because look at this. We're going to be by 10 o'clock around 56 degrees, but we don't stop in the 50s today. We are back in the 60s, and for some of us, which I think Kansas City will be one of these places, to potentially make it to 70 today. So nice and warm, plenty of sunshine, that wind out of the northwest. And again, those highs today looking fantastic today, but a drop in temperatures is on the way. So soak up these 60s and low 70s while we have them on the final day of February. We do head into March with a drop in temperatures just in time for this weekend. Johnny, let's take a look at the roads this morning with you.
All right, Brittany, thanks. It is 7:31. Taking a look at your first alert traffic, we always talk about how the weather can have a big impact on the roads. And typically we're talking about rain or snow, slick conditions like that, but also a nice weather forecast can have an impact on the drive. And today, no exception, with the certainly being up around 70 degrees. Very tempting to take a personal day today for folks, and right now it sure doesn't look like we're seeing a regular rush hour. Friday's typically a little bit lighter. Doesn't even look like a regular Friday. So this at State Line from the upper right, westbound I-435, coming around the corner past Warnell and up to State Line here, wide open. So too the rest of the roads with no major accidents or delays so far. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Johnny. We do want to get back to that breaking news this morning. Many of you likely woke up to an Amber Alert out of Platte County. A 5-year-old girl we can share is safe this morning, but her abductor and a murder suspect is still at large. KMBC 9's Morgan Mobley is live for us this morning. Morgan, law enforcement say this continues to be a dangerous situation.
Absolutely, Jamie. Let's start with that good news. As you just mentioned, that 5-year-old girl has been found safe. She was found just after 5 o'clock this morning. We know she has also been reunited with family members. Now, there have been 2 homicides connected to all of this as well. We are on scene currently of that second homicide. It is still an active scene. You can see police are collecting evidence here on scene. This is where the second one occurred. The first homicide happened at the intersection of Vivian Road and Northwest High Drive at 11:15 last night and is believed to be part of a carjacking. The suspect then took that victim's car right here to the 4400 block of Northwest 50th Street, where he shot 2 other people, resulting in a second homicide and serious injury to another person. The Platte County Sheriff's Office confirmed there was a relationship between the suspect and the victims at the second location. The suspect then took a 5-year-old girl from the residence and fled the area. That child that was abducted is Juliana Manning. Again, she has been found safe. Now, the suspect, George Manning, the person of interest here in both homicides and the child abduction, he is still at large. He should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information regarding the location of George Manning, please call 911 or the Platte County Sheriff's Office. He is possibly driving a stolen blue 2013 Hyundai Accent bearing the Kansas license 3939 ABK. Again, he is considered to be armed and dangerous. So please, if you see him, call police. Reporting live in Kansas City, Morgan Mobley, KMBC 9 News.
Thank you, Morgan. And of course, we'll stay with you as we get more details, too. Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened last night in Kansas City, Missouri. It happened in the Northland on North Robin Hood Lane. That was around 5:30. Officers were called to the area for an assault. A woman says she was attacked by a man just before 8:45. Officers went to the home and encountered the suspect. The 57-year-old man walked toward officers with a large knife. During the confrontation, an officer fired, hitting and killing the man. The officer was treated for minor injuries. Kansas City, Missouri police are still looking for a man who pointed a gun at officers yesterday morning. This happened in the area of Brooklyn and Linwood. It all began with an argument involving a man and a woman. Officers tried to step in, but they say he pointed a gun, and that's when officers opened fire. The man ran off, and it's not clear if he was hit. Part of the area was closed to traffic for 7 hours.
We are actively trying to find him so that we can provide that medical care, but we also need to take him into custody for the safety of the individuals in the area as well, and to further investigate what exactly took place today.
The neighborhood lockdown was lifted last night around 6, but again, police tell us they are still looking for that man. We'll update this story with more details as they come in at KMBC.com. We're tracking crime in Leavenworth, where a teacher has been accused of inappropriate behavior with a minor. Jerome Risco-Velez is under arrest. Police got the case on Tuesday. He was picked up by police 1 yesterday afternoon, and the charges were filed by 4. The Leavenworth School District says he was a STEM teacher at Henry Leavenworth Elementary. He was suspended and placed on leave 2 weeks ago. The school board voted to fire him yesterday. He's being held in the Leavenworth County Jail. Lawrence police now say there are 8 victims in an ongoing elementary school sexual assault case. Police are asking for more charges to be filed against former speech pathologist 60-year-old Mark Gridley. Police say the assaults happened February 6th and 7th. The children involved range in age from 6 to 11 years old. A parent came forward to police about this 2 weeks ago, and Gridley is due back in court next month. It is 7:36 on your Friday morning. Finally made it to Friday, and Brittany, it is the last day of February. Going to be the warmest day of the year so far,
Yeah.
but then we're going back down to start March. I can't keep up.
I know, temperatures going to be bouncing around the next few days, but overall today, for your Friday, it is looking very nice. Let's take a look at the next 24 hours here. It's quite around the Grandview Triangle, and then we look at this morning with our temperatures, and it is a light coat type of morning. We are at 44 degrees. Afternoon highs, though, easily making it to around the upper 60s and low 70s. Widespread sunshine. Notice it says fire danger. We are concerned because we do have some breezy winds, warm temperatures, and those dry conditions. Everything you need for fires to be difficult to put out. And then tonight we do see settle down just a little bit with those winds. We drop right around 33 degrees, so cooling down back around that freezing mark as we start off your Saturday morning tomorrow, but we don't really recover by the afternoon. We stay in those mid to upper 40s for Saturday, still in the 50s by Sunday, but dry this weekend. We do have some moisture, though, in the forecast as we look ahead at next week. We'll take a look at that coming up.
All right, thanks, Brittany. Missouri lawmakers are now taking steps aimed at keeping the Chiefs and the Royals in Missouri. KMBC 9's Martin Augustine is live for us this morning at the Truman Sports Complex, the current home of both teams. Martin, what's on the table?
Well, Jamie, legislation is now on file there in Jefferson City that would create something called the Missouri Entertainment Facility Capital Assistance Program. If that was to become law, that could be the catalyst that would lead the Chiefs and the Royals to build new stadiums here in Missouri. You have to keep in mind the Chiefs are being courted with incentives in Kansas to build a new facility there. The Royals exploring options in Kansas as well. The new legislation would offer state matching grants of up to 25% of the cost of the project, capped at $100 million per project, tax increment financing or TIF options for up to 25 years, and a retention of half of the state withholding taxes from new jobs created, also up to 25 years. This program is designed for projects of $250 million at a minimum. It would require public financing of at least a third of the cost of the project, with local government kicking in 10%. In return for the incentives, these sports franchises would have to sign leases of at least 25 years. There are 3 Kansas City area lawmakers that are sponsoring this bill, and Quentin Lucas, the mayor of Kansas City, calls this a balanced approach for a transformative opportunity for Kansas City. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Kansas lawmakers are still putting on the pressure to lure the Chiefs or the Royals to come to the Sunflower State. Lawmakers approved a star bond that would cover up to 70% of costs for building a new stadium. The teams have until June to accept that offer. As part of that stadium bill in Missouri, state leaders still needed to get support from Jackson County to keep the teams around. This week, Jackson County legislators met with lawmakers at the state capitol behind closed doors in the governor's office. The goal, to discuss the best ways to keep the teams where they are. This week on Heart of the Matter, we speak to legislator Sean Smith, who was in the meeting. He says before any real movement can happen here, residents need property tax relief.
In your eyes, do you have to get past property taxes before we get to the Chiefs and Royals?
I think if you want the public's support, the property tax thing needs to be addressed in a real and tangible and concrete way. And I think state lawmakers seem to have some ideas on that.
Hear our conversation with Smith, including which team he thinks is more likely to stick around and what he says the county needs to do to regain residents' trust. You can watch Heart of the Matter as it airs Sunday morning at 11 on KMBC 9. We've covered the stadium saga from the beginning, including when voters rejected a downtown stadium for the Royals, the fight from both states, and of course we'll continue to follow this all until a decision is made. You can watch all of our previous reports and future reports online at KMBC.com. Flu season is here, and both Kansas and Missouri are seeing a high number of cases. What you can do to protect you and your family.
The more I talk about it, the more I want to cry, but it's heartbreaking.
A federal judge rules the recent firings of federal employees is unlawful. What that means for those who lost their jobs and what it could mean for future actions from the Trump administration.
Your station leading the way, getting you answers on the stories that matter most to you and your family. KMBC 9 News.
Welcome back. It is 7:44. We're taking a look at your first alert traffic with no problems out here on this Friday. We're seeing the typical light Friday rush hour, if not lighter still, with the really good weather forecast today, as that really has a big impact this time of year when we've been going through some pretty rough weather and all of a sudden we have some spring-like weather. That is what personal days were all designed for. I-35, I-29, I should say, case in point up here at Northwest 64th Street. Southbound traffic headed down to 635 from the Northland looks good. That northbound traffic going up to the airport, no worries for anybody trying to catch a plane this morning as far as delays are concerned, on the highways at least. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Johnny. A Clinton woman is in custody following a police chase that required the use of a grapple device. Deputies say they tried to pull over Crystal Webster on 7 Highway in Harrisonville around 1:45 p.m. yesterday. but she drove away. Deputies say as she was driving, they saw her toss a handgun out of the window. The deputies in pursuit launched a grapple from their SUV in order to force the suspect's car to stop. Webster could face charges for this chase, as well as other charges stemming from an investigation in Kansas City, Missouri. Pope Francis is feeling better, but he still needs a few more days of observation before the doctors can give him the all clear. The Pope has been working from a hospital room in the meantime. He's getting treatment for double pneumonia, which had him in critical condition previously. Doctors are not saying he is still in critical condition, but they want to see him stable for a bit longer before they change their unreleased prognosis. People on the Rockhurst University campus are praying for Pope Francis's health. The leader of the Catholic Church has been in Rome in the hospital for almost 2 weeks, suffering from pneumonia and kidney failure. The school says since he's the first Jesuit pope, there's a special connection to the university.
He's the shepherd of our church, in many ways a shepherd of our world, and a sign of real hope for people. And so we wanted to come together as a community to support each other, but most importantly to pray for the Pope, who's always praying for us.
The university celebrated his rise to the papacy in 2013 and even held a watch party in 2015 when he addressed Congress. A new development in the mass firings to the federal workforce. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has a closer look at a federal judge's ruling in What's Next.
A federal judge in California has handed the Trump administration a setback, ruling the recent firings of federal employees was likely unlawful. The judge saying the Office of Personnel Management does not have any authority whatsoever under any statute in the history of the universe to fire any employees but its own. But the rulings does not mean those fired employees will automatically be rehired or that future firings will stop. The judge has scheduled another hearing in 2 weeks to hear from people in key positions. Multiple lawsuits are pushing back on the Trump administration's efforts to shrink the federal workforce and save taxpayers' money.
The more I talk about it, the more I want to cry, but it's heartbreaking.
Former workers at USAID held a rally yesterday before entering the office for the final time to gather their belongings.
What is being done is one of the biggest blunders in American foreign policy history. It is one that generations of Americans will look back on with horror.
Fired employees and other concerned voters packed a town hall in Virginia. Leo Cooper, a U.S. Navy veteran, was recently fired from his job at the Agriculture Department.
It feels very much like a slap in the face, just the way that it was done.
The Department of Veterans Affairs also firing some 1,000 newly hired employees.
You might ask, why are Trump and Musk doing this? It's all to try to come up with some extra cash so they can fund more tax cuts for big corporations and their billionaire pals with deep pockets and private jets. So let's call this what it is. It's a middle finger to our heroes and their lives of service. Veterans make up 30% of our federal workforce.
And the government job cuts could affect your weather forecast. 800 workers have been fired at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, including a meteorologist working to improve hurricane models. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
And back to that judge's ruling last night, the unions that filed the lawsuit called it a first step and vowed to keep up the fight. An FDA advisory committee has canceled a meeting that was set to talk about what flu strains to include in next season's vaccine. The meeting was scheduled for March 13th. A reason for the cancellation wasn't given, but a meeting is held every year in March to give a 6-month production cycle for flu vaccines to be released in September. Without recommendations for the FDA, they'll likely rely on guidelines from the World Health Organization. According to the CDC, flu cases are the highest they've been in 15 years. What's termed a significant amount of infections has been reported in Kansas and Missouri. This is a look at the CDC's latest flu tracker map, and as you see, Missouri is in the red with a high number of cases, but Kansas ahead of that in purple, scoring very high. The best way to prevent the flu is to get the annual vaccine. In addition, the CDC recommends staying away from people who are sick and staying away from others if you are sick. This is all common sense, right? Wash your hands with soap and water often, avoid touching your face, and improve air quality by letting in some fresh air and spending time outside. It's 7:49 and the Kansas City Royals continue their stay in Arizona. The Royals are on a 2-game losing skid. But this is spring training. It's not about the wins and losses, but rather finding the guys who will be on the opening day roster. One guy that does not need to worry about that, Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Baseball got his first homer of spring training. He says he likes what he sees from the team so far.
It's a special team. Just everyone from
India edition was amazing. That Batsy's putting together the gamer he is, and then just everyone else that Bats are putting this early in spring is great. So we're having a lot of fun in there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Just this team, it's going to be a blast.
Tomorrow, Sporting Kansas City holds its MLS home opener against the San Jose Quakes. Sporting played a CONCACAF Champions Cup match at Children's Mercy Park on February 19th. When the temps were in the single digits. Tomorrow, it's not going to feel like the dead of winter. Kickoff is set for 7:30 tomorrow night. Brittany, we do want to say, not going to feel like the dead of winter. Still going to feel a little bit wintry tomorrow, especially if families have those soccer games for kids outside too.
Yeah, anything in the evening tomorrow, you will notice a big difference compared to the evening today, as we are forecasting a drop in temperatures. A lot of changes. Let's first start off with today, and it is going to be nice and warm, dry conditions, very windy. You combine all that together, and we are concerned about the risk for fire weather today, so please avoid use of open flames. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures drop a little bit more closer to that seasonal high of 48 degrees. We'll return back to the 40s and 50s, dry for the weekend. And as we look at early next week, then our focus turns to the chance for a little bit of some rain showers, maybe even some thunderstorms in the forecast, followed by some winter precipitation. So a lot to talk about, but even just with the 12-hour forecast today, there's a lot to break down because currently we are in those low to mid 40s across the area. We'll break into the mid 50s by 10 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe break out the shorts, short sleeve shirts. It's going to be nice today. Upper 60s, low 70s. That wind eventually turning back out of the northwest, increasing the breeze. So while it will feel beautiful outside, it will be not the best hair day. A little bit on the breezy side. And remember, that's why we are concerned about that fire weather risk for today. Now, looking at your 9-day forecast, we're going to go from 70 degrees today. Tomorrow, as we start off the weekend, down to 46 degrees. So there's that drop. The morning temperature even just a degree above that freezing mark. Sunday morning, we're at 29 degrees, but at least back to the 50s. So yes, on the chillier side this weekend, but it is still an improvement for Saturday for that Sporting KC game. Last time they were here, we had a temperature of 1 degree during the game. So on the chilly side during the evening around game time, temperature is going to be in those low to mid 40s with wind chills as well, eventually creeping into the 30s. Now, Monday and Tuesday, that's when we start to see our next big change. We do rebound, highs back in those low 60s, but Tuesday is a first alert weather impact day as we have the chance for some rain and storms in the forecast. Temperatures eventually do dry out. We start to bottom out a little bit back to those upper 40s, low 50s near the end of the week with normal low temperatures around 28 degrees. So bouncing around a little bit temperature wise, but again, that big focus really next week, that chance for moisture on the way.
A 5-year-old girl is safe after an Amber Alert this morning, but Black County deputies are still looking for the man suspected of taking her. 43-year-old George Manning is still at large. He is considered armed and dangerous. This after abducting Juliana Manning, but again, she was found safe around 5:10 this morning. George is suspected of killing 2 people, hurting 1 other. He may also be driving a stolen blue 2013 Hyundai Accent. It has Kansas plates 3939ABK. If you see him, please call 911. Do not approach him. Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting in Kansas City, Missouri last night. Around 5:30, officers were called to North Robin Hood Lane for an assault. Over the course of the investigation, officers encountered a 57-year-old man walking toward them with a large knife. An officer shot and killed the man during a confrontation. The officer was treated for minor injuries. Lawrence police now say there are 8 victims in an ongoing elementary school sexual assault case. Police are asking for more charges against former speech pathologist 60-year-old Mark Gridley. Police say the assaults happened February 6th and 7th. The children involved range in age from 6 to 11 years old. Nick Bender, today is going to be the warmest day so far this year.
That's right, near 70 degrees this afternoon, Jamie, with a strong southwest wind switching to a northwest wind. Right now it's about 10 miles per hour. Live update, still about 10, but the temperatures are on the rise. 46 degrees with lots of sunshine over the next 12 hours, climbing to 70 degrees this afternoon. The winds are going to increase and switch direction to northwest, averaging 15 gusts to 30 miles per hour. So there's an elevated fire danger today because of the very dry, windy and warm conditions. Now that change in wind direction will bring colder air for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Morning lows at or below freezing and highs in the 40s and 50s. So you're going to need your warmer coats, especially for the mornings. We warm back up again next week in active weather patterns, several chances of rain and thunderstorms, but of most note is our first alert weather impact day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely throughout the day. There could even be a light mix of rain and snow Tuesday night as the cold air rushes in behind the system, so chillier for the remainder of next week, though dry.